morning, students. This is the sixth video of the chapter Nazism and the Rise of Hitler. And in this particular video, we are going to discuss a subtopic, a reconstruction program that was executed by Hitler. We already discussed that when Hitler came, he destructed the democracy. That was nothing but the destruction of democracy from the Germany. We already discussed the Enabling Act and its impact. Now we are going to discuss about the construction program that was started by Hitler and how he reformed the problems, how he rectified the problems that was present in Germany. So let us discuss one by one. So we need to understand here that the reconstruction program of Hitler consisted of two elements. First one was the domestic policy, second was the foreign policy. So under the domestic policy and by adopting the foreign policy, he tried to solve all the problems that encountered Germany at that time. So let us discuss what was there inside the domestic policy of Hitler, and after that we will try to understand what was there in the foreign policy. So now come to the domestic policy. First of all, he appointed an important economist in his country, and his name was Jalman. So he adopted his economist, and the economist was given the task. The economist was given the task to suggest various reforms, particularly for the youth. And now he suggested that state-funded employment generation program could be started in the country. So on the advice of Zalman, he started many state-funded employment programs. And after that, you have to understand that many superhighways were constructed in Germany. And after that, Volkswagen car, that is still very popular, that was constructed, that was formed at that time. So basic model was initiated during his time, within the time of Hitler. So this is how the construction companies were opened. This is how construction of roads started, and this is how the youth or the normal person got employment. So this was done in order to increase the infrastructure as well as to give the employment to the needy person. So this was the first reconstruction program of Hitler at the domestic level. So we saw that superhighways, Volkswagen and employment generation, these were the part of the employment generation program. Now come to the foreign policy. Basically Hitler was very prominent regarding his foreign policy. So one by one he tried to move in different directions of Europe, and he tried to capture the nearby part. We already have discussed that how Hitler was very hungry for the nearby areas. He wanted to create more living spaces for the Germans. He wanted to create a new type of society in which a person should live very happily with proper space, and that after getting convinced with this method or this ideology, he tried to recapture the new territories. So finally what exactly happened? Then when Hitler became an important body, became important man in Germany, he tried to reoccupy Rhineland in 1936. We already discussed that as per the Treaty of Versailles, after that Rhineland was snatched away from the Germany and France took it. So later on in 1936, the Hitler reoccupied the Rhineland from the France, and finally now Rhineland was a very important land that was rich in minerals. So now it was again came back. It came back in the pocket of Germany. Okay, that was the first step that we did under the foreign policy. Now come to the next part. In 1938, again he integrated Austria and Germany. So that was his biggest achievement of that time. He tried to integrate Austria and Germany. This is how Austria and Germany came together finally. So we need to understand integration of Austria and Germany in 1938. So one by one, after 1930s or after 1935, he became very strong, and one by one he started occupying. So you have to understand that from 1936, 38 and after 39, the three important years were there in which successively he fought war with other countries. He exactly translated his theory of inflection into the practice. So we need to understand here that integration of Austria and Germany took place in 1930, and finally he adopted the rearmament program. His economist, he suggested him not to start rearmament program because according to Versailles Treaty, the country was not allowed to go with any type of armament program. But when Hitler came into existence, when Hitler came into power, he restarted his armament program, or rearmament was started, despite the country was in the deficit financing. So Hitler was Hitler, and he was not going to understand, and he was not going to listen to anyone, and that is why rearmament program was started. The last important thing that created a lot of tension not only in Europe but around the world, it was the attack on Poland. In 1931, Poland was invaded by Hitler. He attacked the Poland, and Poland became the experimental ground for him. So story is here that why he attacked the Poland, but because he's having his own intention. He wanted to do experiment there, and that is why he attacked Poland, and after that he targeted many Polish persons as an inferior class. So basically on the basis of racial discrimination also he attacked Poland. So we'll discuss more that why he attacked Poland, and what exactly happened to the Poland. Okay. Now after that, once the Poland was occupied by Hitler, this led to spark of World War II, and finally war started with France and England. So war started on the initiation of Hitler. So here we saw that the first war was started by Germany. It was blamed by all the countries that First World War was started by Germany. And here in this particular video we can see that once the Poland was occupied by Hitler, or Germany attacked Poland, this instigated the Second World War. So it was the beginning, it was marked as the beginning of Second World War. We need to understand it. Now after that, we need to understand here that he wanted to move towards, when this war was started, he wanted to shift towards eastern part or Eastern Europe, because Eastern Europe was having more space and he wanted to create more and more space for his German men. So for that purpose he attacked the different places. Okay, now so Eastern Europe for more space, attacked Eastern Europe for more space. Now after that you can tell that he created blunder in world history. So what was the blunder? When he attacked Soviet Union in 1948. So that was considered the biggest mistake or the blunder of Germany. So what was the blunder? What was the biggest mistake? And why it is termed as the biggest mistake? We need to understand. Now we need to understand, when Germany moved towards Soviet Union, he exposed his eastern frontier to the Soviet Red Army, because at the time the Soviets were also very strong. So when in the World War II was going on, when Germany attacked Soviet Union, he exposed his eastern part to the Soviet Red Army, and on the other hand, on the western part, he was getting the bombing from the British Army, from the British soldiers. So both the frontiers were open for the enemy. From both the sides, Germany was getting attacked. On one side, it was getting attacked from Russians or Soviet Union. On the other hand, from the western side, it was getting attacked from the British Army. So from both the sides, it got trapped. So that was the biggest mistake, because he could handle pressure from one side only. Already he was engaged with war with England and France on the western border, and meanwhile he chose to go to the eastern side also. So he opened both the frontiers, and that was the biggest mistake. That was a big mistake. After that, in the war, as the Japan also became prominent, Japan entered, and finally Japan bombed the Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor was a naval base of America, and this is how the Americans also got entry. So Americans jumped inside the World War II, and finally the bomb was dropped, atom bomb was dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and after that we all know that World War came to an end after this war. And once the World War came to an end, we all know, we should connect our topic to the first video, that why Helmut father committed suicide. He committed suicide because now in the World War II, Germany got defeated. And finally, they were thinking that they will get the same type of treatment from the victorious country. So that was the thing we need to understand, and we need to connect it to the first topic. That was Helmut's story. So we started our chapter with the Helmut story, and now we are going to connect with the Helmut story. Okay. Meanwhile, we need to understand that why Hitler was the Hitler and what type of things he created, how he created racial discrimination in his own country, how he became notorious in the world history. So we'll discuss it in the next upcoming video. So thank you so much. This is all for this video. Thank you so much.